afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. May host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda here of Psych Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma winter. The setting is 1944. Some time during winter. Spooky. 3rd Panzer Division has been committed to a relief assault to try and reconnect a fortified German position, a city, a Festung, a Platz, which has been cut off by the Russians. Can they punch through the Russian lines, or will the defenders be doomed? Zodiak here, though, with the 3rd Panzer Division Mobile Defense, Lightning War, and Festung Armour Triple Infantry versus Heinous here with Armoured Assault Tactics, Double Infantry, and Engineer Bulletins there, forming up the 23rd Tank Corps. We got a gun at the MG42 start here for Zodiak, rushing ahead to wire off here to prevent the Russians from digging in here. Always a good idea there if you're really concerned about that. Constantly moving out here for Heinous, heading northwards aggressively. With engineers not securing the compartment, he's probably not too worried about Zodiak making a rush, but then certain the Wehrmacht are less likely to do so. Though theoretically some really aggressive outer player could try it, but in most cases won't. So Heinous will be able to more easily move up here, could probably lay down some sandbags to help defend this a bit more easily against any movements there from the Germans. Engineers up here, and the south constantly moving out, so Heinous is spreading out aggressively across here. Note, I believe Heinous is around top 50 with the Soviets, and Zodiak, I believe, was around top 30 with the Wehrmacht, though might have been a few switches here and there since I observed this match. Gonna do sending southwards to have and grab the point here, probably just to sort of scout out what Heinous might be doing up north. MG40 on the car point, very good spot here. Constantly exchange trade. Most players do not expect a machine gun here, so we sort of get a head fort aggressively. You can basically, stop most attempts to harass through here. In this case, also get a free kill more or less. So good work there by Zodiac, grabbing the point here. Grenadiers in the church before moving ahead, and conscripts going to pop into there and open up the Grenadiers as they are quite exposed there. Nice work there by Heinous. Points there secured. Conscripts on the watch, except Boris there. Boris, and in fact most of the unit in fact is looking in the wrong direction. But I want to see a snowman. The snowmen don't build themselves. Santa Claus does it. Oh, that's right. It's not Christmas, is it? Not yet. Oh, yet. Units moving down into man off. Good spot there by Heinous. Grenadiers on watch. More Grenadiers on the way there for Zodiac. Points there secured. So far, there's actually been very few engagement, I think. At most, basically this, conscripts got shot to bits by the MG42, and that's all that's happened. Like, Heinous, despite playing it so far doing it very sort of quietly, he's not looking for engagements. He's obviously trying to find out whether it's a chink in Zodiac's arm for them breaking through. But so far, there's just not really a lot happening there. I mean, there's Zodiac sort of digging in here, trying to set up for his own stuff. Repositioning troops at Grenadiers MG42C. Really a bit tense. We're just sort of waiting for all hell to break loose, yet so far hell seems to be waiting, perhaps having itself a nice cup of coffee, or Ersatzkaffee in the case German, but hell is German, and obviously there's a rationing of coffee there. Up north, he's continuing to wire off. He's just blocking off the north as much as possible, making it hard for the Zodiac to move in there. I mean, he's got the time, Zodiac isn't pressuring him, so why not? I mean, it makes a lot of sense really in that regard. I mean, Zodiac could also stand to be more aggressive, but oh well. Conscious there being rushed with the rushing the Pioneers up close to the act. It gives the Pioneers better chance with the Conscious. Got Grenadiers moving down there. A counterattack force there from Zodiac to dispatch those Russian bastards. Pioneers pushed off, but the Grenadiers moving in there. Conscripts low in health could find themselves in a bit of trouble if he's not careful. Zodiac, Heinous following up with the second unit. Squad comes there down to just 4 man, low in health. And here we go. Salt and Molotovs was back in before 2. And now Heinous is on the move. Maybe even used the Conscripts in the south as bait willfully, drawing in attention here from Zodiac before then launching an attack on north, in which case really well done there by Heinous. That is some absolutely amazing foresight. Another MB42 out here for Zodiac as he realises what's going on. Also beginning taking up. Very good. Very good. But certainly otherwise not good. So Heinous here striking in fast. Could lay down some sandbags around here to help defend that. Conscripts are coming out of the squad, and there you go. Now it's going more aggressively. Might try and flank behind Heinous here. But instead we got a Conscript corner Engineers Squad coming the flank up for Heinous. So very good foresight and playing here by Heinous. MG4 sitting up dealing with the Conscripts there. Second MG42 almost done. Things have suddenly gotten a very much more active because Grenadiers also moving through the north here. Probably going to try and strike behind him the cuff on that way. Zodiac base is sort of trying to switch the game around by well, basically forcing Heinous to pull back and focus on his own carve point there. So an interesting move there, definitely not a bad move, though he needs to get rid of that victory point as well, otherwise it's not going to work. And that's kind of the problem there. Take on the way there for Zodiac, Grenadiers moving ahead, MD42 supporting Pioneers, all lots of things there. Looks like you've forgotten about the Grenadiers in all the other hasty, a bit unfortunate. I think Zodiac should get those Southern Grenadiers moving schnell, and they've almost got the counter to the MD42, they're getting flanked, other MD42 there, in a blind spot as well. We could see the MD42 getting wiped, that's going to be what a loss here, but it gets the wipe there on Heinous. Certainly turning things around here a bit for Aberdeen, but then Heinous still has a lot more infantry on the field. The Grenadiers are overwhelmed. And Zodiac is doing what he can to try and push back the rations. Attack over there done by Zodiac. Contact falling back here. MD42 could grab the car point. Something should be grabbing that car point. Got comfortable sneaking about in the south of ration. Grab the centre victory point. Up here the Grenadiers managed to escape here. Heinous is wrath. Pioneers back there, got set up. They like to make a nice company. Panthers Grenadiers could be quite useful here. Half tech or 2-2s would also, I think, be excellent options here for Zodiac versus Heinous. Replacement control there for Heinous, very good, very good. Certainly what is needed in the current state of affairs. Certainly what is needed. Machine gun back in the church, and there you go, getting molted again, but not before pinning down those ration conscripts. And there you go, like to make a nice company up. Of course, Heinous is kept away with this radio intercepts. So with this, Zodiac doesn't quite have a lot of ways of surprising Heinous, not with what he's building, rather has to do through greater tactical flexibility in pulling off assaults, which Heinous just doesn't see coming. Briefly consider the 2 troopers going to go for the 250 and half tech, probably going to upgrade for the flamethrower, so that way burn his way through Heinous, which is going to be quite effective, particularly since Heinous does not have any anti-tank weapons, and most he's got anti-tank grenades, which he doesn't have research at the moment. Though he likely will once he hears the half-track coming out. But he doesn't have any guardsmen because he went for armoured assault. But I imagine as soon as he hears the half-track, he'll figure, alright, flamethrowers, I gotta go for anti-tank grenades. Of course, there's a potential he doesn't hear it, but who knows. I'll wait half-track out. Can these as conscripts. Got some Samax going down the south, very good. But getting engaged. Molotov's off, and looks like he is not considering, maybe he didn't even hear it, he just doesn't think he needs it. Oh wait, no response. We got the flamethrower take out here for Zodiac and the Dritte Panzer Division. You know, Otto, yeah, when I signed up for this, I didn't expect to be driving a very, very large fuel tank, which the enemy would like to shoot at. Yeah, I did not expect to be operating this either. Not quite what I signed up for. What did you sign up for? It's a Navy. It's a Navy, yeah. Oh, would have thought. Guns are being burned by the 251. Pioneers are being shot at as well. Back here, troops reinforcing as well. We've got nothing further going on there for Zodiac. In the south, Grenadiers are holding off against Heinous' attacks. Not a lot of pressure here from Zodiac in the north. It seems like it's just not existing from, and obviously means he's in his essence trying, I think, just to establish a much shorter front line which he can mostly defend, but it does mean he's obviously not making much pressure there, I think, on Heinous at times. You know, could actually use a bit of prodding up north to that would draw away tension from the centre of the south, and that might force them to north there, which again could make the other pushes more successful. But there you go. Pushing back the country there, we got anti-tank grenades up. We also got tech up here for Heinous. Like to give me a fast T-70, and Zodiac does not have anything to counter it. I don't believe we have any telemines, for example, down here from Zodiac. That's definitely something you could do with. Constantly ahead, MD42 covering up. Quickly causing them to dive down into the dirt. Sadly, the MD42 bar is not quite fully covering the victory point, so it's not being grabbed here. Conscripts now suffering not just the MD42, but the flamethrower in this case, adding insult to injury, or I suppose fire to any suppression bursts. Pioneers still standing about here. Zodiac's going to be in for a rude surprise. Going to medibanker up there for Zodiac and the Dritte Panzer Division. Good. Going to easy defend the carve point. There we go. Machine gun repositioned on the victory point here. Comes them in here, but they're taking some scorching damage here from the 250 and a half tank. Already low on health and numbers. Heinous there makes the very sensible decision of retreating. Got a pack falling away there for Zodiac. Got a T-7 away there for Heinous. And the south point they're being secured. And the fighting most, I think, just continue around the carve point. Here's the flamethrower, just continues to burn the rations. But there you go, too close this time around. Damage engine suffered. Still doing quite a bit of damage there to Heinous and slowing down his fuel income for a bit. Trying to escape with the 250 together. Pack 48 here for Zodiac. He's obviously got no illusions about what the Heinous is sending his way. But I still think a Telemine here and there would be quite useful in, so, you know, warding it off somewhat. I'm going to get a T-70 with a Telemine. That'd be a huge, like, you know, tactical win there for Zodiak. And personally, that's probably what if I remembered, aim for. Since again, Telemines and there's weight, great. And there you go, we do have Telemines up here for Zodiak. Wunderbar, wunderbar. Nice to see on the south here. We've got an MD42 aggressive. I mean, this is also, you know, good MD42 play. A bit risky in this situation, but still, he's actively switching them around now. He's not just keeping them in one spot to, you know, do zip. He's actively using them to control the battlefield more aggressively. So very good play there by Zodiak. Half-tag ultimate makes his way back here. Very good as well. So lots of action here. Engineers setting out, and they will sadly, I think, in this case, spot the Telemine from Zodiak. Great for Heinous, less amazing though for Zodiak. Got the Pack 40 opening on the T-70, most shots hit, but sadly doesn't quite finish off the light tank. Feeling firmly up here for Heinous. It's men preparing for the next big push against fascism. In the south of the game, 40 again, repositioning again. Great work there by Zodiak. The best from seeing this one, your opponent never quite truly knows where it is, because it makes it much more frustrating. I mean, you just don't want your units all of a sudden getting suppressed out of nowhere. So this is really strong work there, but Zodiak, of course, needs to reposition again. There's a potential of a T-70, so maybe some mines around here would be great. Sadly, this one got removed. Had it paid off, though, of course, it would have been amazing for Zodiak. Not just because the tank itself was removed, but because it could take it out with mine this close to Heinous' base. That'd also be the psychological effect of it. Like, if you suddenly have stuff exploding right next to your base, there's a certain, you know, safe zone there mentally, and if that suddenly gets disturbed, it tends to have a greater effect than your opponent. So this would have psychologically been even more devastating, I think. Tag up there though for Zodiak, moving ahead. It's gone for Festung Armour, an interesting choice there. Sets of course up for a more defensive strand. You're going to try and wear down his opponent. We'll have to see how much this works out though. Comes there getting scorched up, burned alive. And then burned dead. Gonna do some managed to sneak up here, grab the point here, very good, very good. Putting some pressure there on Heinous and the 23rd Tank Corps. Take up there on the way, almost done for Zodiak. Sandbags around the center victory point, also good. Just 3 on the way for Heinous. He's obviously wanting something to deal with the field gun, artillery, and of course also he might begin to worry a bit about Zodiak going for medium armor of his own. At which point he's then going to do field gun. There you go, comes hold by the machine gun again. Once more, Zodiak sifts about some machine guns with some agility and finesse, which is really something prescribed as being critical for the Wehrmacht. So good play there by Zodiak. He's certainly feeling a lot more spry and confident now after the initial early game. Comes there suppressed by the MD42. Suffering the wrath there of 1200 rounds per minute. And there you go. No! He managed another mine and the T-70 goes down. Zodiak, you cheeky bastard. Normally would not lay down on mine where he always been swept, but I'm guessing that's kind of what he pointed on. You know, lightning doesn't strike twice, and I guess the Germans, you know, aren't silly enough to try and lay down a mine where the first one got detected. But it worked out for Zodiak. An absolute mind fudge of a move that was, oh, that was damn clever. Actually, ooh, risky, but that was just, oh, cheeky Zodiak. Machine gun there on the hand, the way he's moving about there was a lot less clever though, a lot less clever. Like, he should have anticipated something and that's already moving out there, so I guess he might have gone a bit too full of himself after destroying the T-70 like that, but really, that was just a great move. That was just a great move. That is, you know, not something you see most players do, and not necessarily something I recommend most players doing, but, you know, the logic of it makes sense. I mean, who would anticipate your opponent mining the exact same spot? That is just fiendish. That is some pro-level mind games. So Paul McCorp there for Zodiak though. Comes running about, and we got the Panthers on the way there for Zodiak. He's going to push it with medium armor. Heinous sadly hasn't quite able to catch up, and of course means that Zodiak's going to be leading ahead here for the fatherland with the mächtige Panzerwaffe, the beste Waffe. Comes there as Grenadiers flanking up here. Could pop up a rifle grenade maybe. Too late now already. Up north Grenadiers, they need to fall back soon. They're close to death. So it would be a waste for Zodiak. Also, with all these conscripts and no upgrades for them, Zodiak would benefit a ton from a Panzergrenadier squad. I mean, they just eat unupgraded conscripts for breakfast. Not literally, of course. They're going into cannibalism. I think Zodiak is getting enamored with some sort of idea, but he's not quite considering the full practicality of it. This time it looks like he might just lose a machine gun for it, yeah. Again, I'm not entirely sure what's happening there for Zodiak, but I'm guessing he wants to set up a pin, but the problem is this time around, there doesn't even support for it. It was just too greedy there by Zodiak. I think the T-70 White is causing, plus the Panthers rushing out, they're causing Zodiak to make some rather poor calls. That's my best guess here. Cuff point hit again though by Heinous. Very good work there. Slows down Zodiac's tech once more. Though, of course, the Panzer IVs are in the field, but if you can slow down the second Panzer IV and give himself more time to bring up medium armor or something else, that's great for Heinous. Got the Panzer IV that's heading out. No pinlight machine. Doesn't have the missions forward. Constantly sulfates. Needs to be careful not to push too far ahead with it. Got a maximum up here for him. Hiding out in the house. Well, hiding and hiding, but you know, on watch. Heinous, they're briefly considering the F-6, but decides he doesn't want to delay. His tech just goes from a field gun, but at the same time, he doesn't feel like one field gun is enough to deal with the Panzer IV. Could also be an indication he wants to go for the IS-2 first. Oh, Yuri there slipped up and got crushed. Dimitri falls next. Sergei joins off as well. Giving only Ivan and Boris. This isn't what I signed up for. What did you sign up? I got conscripted. Grenadiers moving ahead here. Field gun opening up. Gets hitting up. Oh, misses the Panther IV. Grenadiers being special for the maximum. No, this is kind of where Soviet would benefit from artillery to just flush it out, at least smoke it up. There's the theoretical option. If you had the munitions, you could just roll up here with the Panzer IV, pop the smoke screen, and then pull away. A bit risky. There's also an attack from the north, but there's a field gun nearby, so pretty risky there by Zodiak. I mean, he could still try and do it, but hits the mine, costing him the flame for half-tech. I mean, I can understand the logic of it. If Zodiak had it worked out, it would have been great. Could have probably just destroyed Heinous' center, but the mine just really ruined him. You can almost go for another Panzer IV. You could also go for the Austrian, theoretically, here versus Heinous. I still think Panzer would be a great choice though for Zodiak and the 3rd Panzer Division. Pioneers doing southwards, Pack 40 hanging back here. Got the machine gun on watch there, Veteran T2. His remaining machine gun gewehr. Nothing further here in Heinous' base. He's shot. Again, it seems like he's aiming for the IS-2. Part of me would recommend him going for some tech, but I can certainly understand why he might feel that he might be better off going for the IS-2 instead. It's still risky, but he has been able to harass his opponent somewhat decently. But I still think some medium armor first up would be better. And there it goes, straight to them. 14 10 RPs, round 2 for Zodiak, very good. Taking out the field gun here. And before it can barrage, well, it gets off one shot, but it's not enough. There's the MG42, it is not enough. And with the field gun out, the Panther can up, destroy the field gun. Very good work here by Zodiak. Excellent play there. Instead, the armor pieces are pretty good at clearing out stuff like field guns, because no, they do not get suppressed, so they take the full damage of it all the time. Meaning, incendiary pieces rounds, the machine gun can very quickly clear out anti-tank weapons. So a little fun fact there. Good work there by Zodiak, destroying one of Heinous' anti-tank guns, making much harder to install safely for the IS-2. We'll have to see what Zodiak goes for though. I mean, he could go for a command tank to back up his regular Panzer IV. You go for another Panzer IV. You can back up with Stoops. There's a few options there for him. More light machines like I'm here for Zodiak. Very good. Gunners getting stranded by the light machine up north. Gunners was a conscript court. Not looking fully good there, but still renders the point neutral, slowing down Heinous' tech further. Heinous might want to consider some fuel caches to help alleviate some of these disruptions plays from Zodiak. And we got a Pack 43. Rather practically here from Zodiak. I mean, there's no sign of armor right away, but he's still setting up Pack 43 there to deal with whatever's coming. I mean, if you're ready at this stage, you might just be better off going for T4 and pulling out, say, a Panther, and then backing that up later on. But he's going for the Pack 43 here. Panzer up there, Kholodny 43. Note, this is an early model. could actually make use of the undercarriage from the LFH-18 howitzer, because it was actually meant to have sort of a swivel mount cruiser form like the Flak 88, but it wasn't ready. Panther full strength to the field gun from anti-tank grenades. A little bit of a mistake there for Zodiak. Panther full likely will survive, but it's going to take quite a few hits there from Heinous in his 23rd Tank Corps. More tools to fire around there for Zodiak, very good, and we got the Pack 43 ready. Fun fact, there was also a field cannon version of this which could fire like artillery. There was also a, I believe, infantry division in Normandy. I believe it was a Bodenständig or static infantry division that was actually equipped with these instead of some artillery. Possibly to make up for that lack of artillery by, you know, trying to use them as that instead. It's a little fun fact there. Pioneers leading a heroic assault against the Cons, backed up by the Discord, planning carrying fire here. Heinous is Cons, they're desperately fighting to stem the fascist tide here. The Hitlerite scum, though, is repulsed due to their sheer conviction in socialism. Units to strengthen in front of the MD-42 we got there, almost 53 on the heavy machine gun crew. And there we go, hits it, allowing for more lethality. And he pops incendiary piston round, slightly awkward timing there. For some reason, it is not reloading. I'm guessing it bugged out. That's really rubbish there for him. But there you go, finally wakes up. But it's already too late, I feel. That's gotta feel bad there for Zodiac. That's gotta feel bad, though. I would say it's an exposed machine gun position anyway, so maybe should have done it. Up north going to bring against the Conscripts. Light machine gun versus Molotov. In this case, the Molotov is east going to outdo the light machine gun, forcing Zodiac's men away there. Is he planning for tier 4 now? Right. No additional Panzer IVs either here for Zodiac. Heinous, though, is clearly aiming for the IS-2. He's up more or less got the fuel now. He's got the command point. He just needs the manpower to bring up the heavy tank. And of course, Zodiac's Pack 43 is ready. In theory, anyways. Immediately coming in to attack here. I mean, this is the sort of weapon you want to be a bit more careful with in some ways. Right, they got exposed to Heinous. Obviously wants it gone before he calls any tanks in. There you go, big push supported by field guns. Jumping up, they're trying to destroy the field gun, clear it out, destroy it. Second Panzer on the way here for Zodiac, and the third Panzer on constantly maxed out in the open. Pioneer suppressed, trying to back it up. We got a Pack 40 with nothing to shoot. There you go, Pack 40 being scorched out. Panzer 4 million support, but he could very well end up losing in theory. Then Heinous could then grab it and try and turn against Zodiac. We got the IS-2 here ready now for Heinous and the 23rd Tank Corps. And there you go, rushing for the Pack 43, securing it, but it's on fire, so his own men are already bursting into blazes. Panzer 4 need to fall back before he hits with an anti-tank grenade. A lot going on here. We got the IS-2 out here for Heinous, so the Panzer 4 very slow to retreat. There you go, pop smoke, falls back. Pack 43 is good to go. Morton, everything else need to deal with it. Bit of a bad development here for Zodiac, and again it feels like he just committed too fast to the Pack 43, but does destroy it. But nonetheless, that means there's no massive threat now to the IS-2, which is pretty great for Heinous. Panzer forming from the north. Might want to keep some minesweepers nearby. We got the IS-2 moving up there. No pin machine for it. And there you go. Gunner's been caught out in the open. Shoots and obliterates Friedrich. That's a Panzer forming north. It's probably going to try and clear out the field. I mean, he could go for the IS-2, but a single Panzer IV versus that enemy flanks. It's not going to be very successful for Zodiac. And there you go. Just falls away. Couldn't get the field gun though, unfortunately. On the other hand, Heinous is quickly striking for the victory points there, keeping Zodiac's attention in the centre with the IS-2, possibly using it as bait, while he then grabs everything else. A nice little bait and switch there by Heinous then. Lots of mind games here from both players, as we can see. Or at least we can assume it is. Those two moving about. Fun fact, those little things on the side, they're basically handholds for the infantry. It was designed to have infantry riding along with it. So, little fun fact there. Pin machine gun on the way there for the IS-2, very good. Half the Grenadier squad obliterated in one blink of an eye, a very ruthless eye. Big push here from Heinous. Would be unfortunately moved into an MD-42, but there goes where he begins to split up his troops, very good. And there we go, MD-42 firing, though he might want to retreat as soon. I mean, it's low on health and a bit of short members. Got the Panzer moving up here. Mortified joining in. Back here, nothing for going on for Zodiak. No tech, no nothing else. I mean, he could try and dig in some of his Panzer IVs, though not necessarily that'd be always the best choice, but he could do it somewhere. Smokes from down here to cover up an attack. They're very good, but so far the assault does not seem to be forthcoming. And there you go, Conscript has an 3 MP42 up close, plus 2 Panzer IVs. And there you go, using the smoke for something impossible. Oh, he's attacking into the base. A base right behind Zodiac. Nope, caught it off. Could have been maybe, something that could have worked out, but in this case decides not to. Still, Zodiac needs to grab the southern point in. He needs to grab them soon. But he's being obliterated here by the IS-2 moving forwards, sneaking a bit around there, using the terrain to crack off a few shots. Zodiac not going for additional Panthers or Sturmgeschütz or taking out, it seems. As for Heinous, takes your don't think his priority now, going for either T-45s or HD-5s to back up his IS-2. The faster he gets there, the better. And mortar crew spotted by the IS-2. Panther going for the flank, a bold manoeuvre, there you go. Quickly pushed back by the field gun covering up the IS-2. Very good work there by Heinous. Very good work. Conscripts trying to flank him in the counter of the Panther. They're going to do is quickly exposed to heavy machine gun fire here. The Conscripts heroically throw the Molotov, but they are ultimately repulsed. Drifting up for the centre machine gun, they need to fall back. 21 kills was pretty good, but they got the IS-2 inbound. Pack 40 is pointing in the very wrong direction. There you go, machine gun crew. Very low on health there. Very low numbers, almost being taken out here. This is basically where Zodiac needs something with better armor penetration than the Panther 4s versus the IS-2. Like he either needs Scoops or he needs a Panther. Pack 40 there, evaporated. IS-2 sitting back, destroying it. 14 kills. He's in destroying as well. Neither side wants the Pack 40 to fall into the other hands, and they're not expecting to get them themselves. There you go, Zodiac following up the Sturmgeschütz. Shots and mortar obliterated by the IS-2. 18 kills. Heinous' IS-2 is certainly gaining a lot of value. Also, fun fact about the IS-2, they actually had a pretty slow rate of fire owing to the fact that its shell was so big it had to be in 2 parts, basically the shell itself and then the propellant, which resulted in a rather slow rate of fire. And I believe in sort of an engagement between the Tiger and IS-2, the Tiger tank basically get off 3 shots every time the IS-2 go off 1 shot. Kennedy is wiped. Bad loss there for Zodiac. Of course, it also had another effect due to the sheer size of the shells. It couldn't carry a lot. I believe it was like 28. So it also had a limited ammo capacity, which further sort of limited how much it could do before it had to withdraw as well. So a few fun facts there about the IS-2. Got the Sturmgeschütz out here for Zodiac. Fun fact about the Strugen ammunition. While it had, I think around room for like 58 or sort of 60-ish shells, it was actually a normal move for the crew to actually remove the ammo racks so they could just fit in more shells. Of course, they meant those shells everywhere in the Stug. It was actually apparently a very common move. So, fun fact there. Gonna need to retreat though. Close to being wiped out here. It would be quite a loss if I to lose another infantry squad this soon. He should probably place the ones he's got. Panzer Grenadiers would be my suggested preference myself. But there you go. Mortar in the south secured. Now manned by a few pioneers. Stug heading northwards. The Stug was a versatile vehicle and was basically used as a replacement for a lot of vehicles. Panzer Division lacked tanks, Stug. Tank Destroyer Battalion lacked tank destroyers, Stug. As in the case of a heavy tank destroyer battalion, and they're doing Operation Market Garden, which couldn't get, the Yak Panthers needed, it got Stugs. And the Stug was just very flexible. Of course, it didn't excel on all roads like for example tanks, but it was in many cases used as a substitute if they were lacking something. So a little fun fact there. Conscript being suppressed out in the open. Mortar laying down smoke, so needs to fall back in the south here. We got Conscript grabbing the point, we got the Panther inbound. Zodiac's probably going to need another Stug to back it up. Was he planning tier 4 here? No, in which case he should go for another Stug. I mean, generally as a rule of thumb, I find you want more than 1 Stug if you're going for Stugs. After the nerf, you generally want 2. Also, pin up machine guns work great. They're also pretty cheap. I mean, for all intents and purposes, is an LMG-42 with good range, and it only costs 30 munition, so, there's not really a reason not to go for light machines with the Stug. I need to fall back here with the Stug now, taking too much damage here. Panther 4 getting better between Schützen. Main gun then knocked out on the Stug. And there we go, Panzer Grenadier arriving here for Zodiak. Very good, the artillery called in as well, but needs to retreat the Panzer Grenadier Schnell. He's going for Panzer Shreks. No. That's not what I'd recommend. You should just go for another Stug. Oh! Base raid here with the Panzer 4. Bold, aggressive move here by Zodiak at Heinous. Exposing the southern flank. They're really great play there by Zodiak. Really great play. Puts pressure there on Heinous. Mark Forms continue defending here. Or whatever, and there you go, just getting several easy kills. It all course forces a 10th away from the front lines. A really great play here. Good stuff there by Zodiak. Good stuff. You got a Chief from him for Heinous to back up his eyes too. Good play as well. Back here healing reinforcement. And I'm a bit disappointed in the Panzer Shreks. I do think you just go for another Stug, then take up and just keep the Panzer and just deal with infantry. Plus, they're great at dealing with support weapons, whereas with Panzer Shreks, they're less good. Oh, he's even taking out the machine guns. Could it be that Zodiak is planning a base raid sort of further down the road, in which case the Panzer can actually be quite helpful? I mean, that'd be pretty damn mean, but actually pretty cool if done well. Those going to need more Stugs for that due to the simply high rate of fire, which, you know, makes them pretty good at dealing with that. So that could be an idea there for Zodiak to commit to if that is what he's planning. Looks like Heinous is up to something. The North could try and sneak about through here. Could even try and attack his opponent's base. I mean, that would be an option there for Heinous. Constantly being pushed back with the Panther 4. We got air support called in by Heinous. Going to be an issue there for Zodiak. As the Red Army strikes. Or the Army Air Force. Pan used the reports. Got the R2 setting up. Out he used the air cover. Caught the machine gun there. Oh. Using the breakage of the pack is actually pretty clever there by Zodiak. But the air support doesn't quite care about that. We've got the Panther probably going to use the church here to flank the IS-2 from his women and just fire up close. Smoke's going down as well. Flamethrowers are coming up, running from such an exact move there. Good work by Heinous. Panther 4 they're taking out here for Zodiak. Quite a loss. At least it wasn't his veteran one. Need to pull back. The Panther needs to desperately need Stoops or something else here. Is he taking out? Yes, he might be planning it for Panthers, but pack the Sturmgeschütz though. Zodiak, schnell! Rückzug! Rückzug! He's close to getting it, but even then it's pretty risky. Up north, some harassment going on here. Zodiak launches and Grenadiers to grab the points. They're very good, very good. Should have done that, I feel, a bit sooner though. The south, we got the mortar providing a bit of light cover for repositioning itself to less exposed areas. So we're likely going to be seeing a heavy Panzer squad, most likely I imagine a Panther to counter the Heinous-2 alongside the Stug. I do think he should have gone for another Stug first, and he should not upgrade the Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer Shreks. He's just kept them to deal with infantry support weapons. That way can make much more better attacks because the Panzer Grenadier squad, in particular with their veterancy, can actually reasonably well clear out a field gun, and if you can then quickly clear out the support weapons, his Panzer force can then more easily just focus on the Heinous-2 alongside the Stug. Particularly the Stug can perform a lot more freely since field guns tend to hard counter Stugs. So really I think there's a lot of arguments there for it. But there you go, now the Panzer Grenadier squad. Hopefully he's not going to quit with the Panzer Shreks this time around. Hopefully. Still should add a pin machine to the Sturmgeschütz though. Second Panzer Grenadier squad heading for Zodiak and the third Panzer Division. Heavy fighting here so far happened between the 23rd Tank Corps and the 3rd Panzer Division with nasty casualties on both sides. Both players, I would say, remaining reasonably flexible. Against Zodiak in some ways would feel a bit ignorant of the north. Though similarly, Heinous could perhaps be more in the south as well. Mortal Murder for Heinous, good work, bringing out his force composition a bit more. There you go, head on assault. Actually, that's not a cut. Good work, that's less grand there without a smoke screen. Norfolk on this flank versus the country squad there. Smoke screen off though, not bad at all. Great use of smoke there by Zodiak. Good use of smoke, not great. Great would have, I think, been a bit more proactive in some other ways, but you know, good use of smoke to that would protect his panzers as they grab the point there. T-Fed 4 sitting out there for the motherland. 200 points left here for Heinous. Heavy Panzer go up there for Zodiak. He's going to go for the Panther. Panther rolling in there. 36 killed by weight. Really great job. Needs to retreat the Panther Grenadiers now. And even then, it's too late, I think, there for Zodiak. Too slow then retreating the Panther Grenadiers. Costing him them. I mean, they didn't even do that much. It ends up being a bit of a waste. The Zodiak, I think, infantry preservation is currently running some issues, which is a big issue. Honestly, I mean, at this stage of the fight, the Wehrmacht, you cannot afford to just throw around Panzer grenadiers like that. In particular, when again, they are needed to help deal with the field guns and whatnot. But does it need to retreat? Schnell, I definitely think his Zodiac is pushing too much. And so Heinous, I think he needs to do something a bit more aggressive. I mean, he's basically sort of sitting much more on the defensive right now, which is just conceding a lot of initiative to Zodiac. He does have a larger force, and of course he might just be trying to build up for it, but it does give Zodiac and more time to bring up the stuff he wants to, say, counter the eyes too. At least give it a much harder time. Panzer IV, they can do absolutely amazing work there. 40 kills for the fatherland. And we go almost wiped it, 42 kills. But need to retreat the Panzer IV here. Stug also needs to roll back, and he's still not upgrading it with machine guns, which is a shame. Got the heavy machine gun there repositioning. Comes retreating away from here, no mines. He's clearly not worried, and there you go, we got the Panzerkampfwagen out here for Zodiac. Panzer IV being fixed. Sending that one northwards. Pinmat machine on the way, good, but the engine still not adding one to the Stug. Despite again being really cheap and pretty effective. Gonna lose this sneaking ahead. Need support though. Guy's getting blasted. You're trying to attack ground for you, hope he can sort of get the shot through the house. Of course, that would give away his Panther. He might not be quite keen on that. Risky move there, but there's a mine. His Panther's been in a lot of trouble, and this is a typical mine spot. We got the Pinmat machine ready. Gonna need to fall back. Tower being slowly shattered. They're going to use well. There you go, falls back. There you go. Panther flanks, gets a good hit in the eyes too. With its high losses in front of the gun, T4 lands a good hit. The eyes 2 explosions rear here to the Panther. Panther misses another T4 in the way here for Heinous. The South Stug moving up, hit support. Can this finding the center to get the Panther back to support. Still no machine gun on the Stug though. I'm pretty sure it would have gone into eventually if he had a machine gun just to blast a bit of infantry here and there. Dutch has gotten some more kills to damage the guy that's moving in. Need to get the Panther down into support, but looks like it might be tied up with the T45 up north. Still a bit risky here. There you go, goes flank to the T45, shoots. T45 misses the Panther. And the Panzer falls with the damage, and though close to vetting 3 here. He might actually be trying, I guess, at this stage to go for a second Panther, though he's going for another Panther squad at the least, very good, but Heinous is bringing up more armor of his own. The 23rd Tank Corps will not be denied. That's two blood very close to 22. That's going to be a problem there for Zodiac. And there you go. Panther spot shoots. There you go. Stug also gets a hit through there. Stug gaining veteran 2. Eyes 2 down to half health. Schutzen on the Sturmgeschütz. And then he goes straight to the field gun. Still no Pinmat machine gun though. Still no Pinmat machine gun. Panther forwarding repairs. He actually needs more Pioneers. He's got 3 armoured vehicles. 1 Stug, 1 Panzer, 1 Panther. He's only got 1 Pioneer to go between all 3. That is definitely insufficient there for Zodiac. He needs more. Comparatively, Heinous actually has 3 engineers to repair all of his armor. He even has self-repairs from the docks. And so, in that regard, Heinous might actually be having too many engineers, whereas Zodiac has too few. Smoke screen down, plus an artillery call in here. Might be using the smoke to maybe hope camouflage it. Hard to say there. Oh! Oh, might be too slow! Ah! Close, but no cigar. Still does put away Heinous' force there a bit from the calf point, giving Zodiac here some breathing space. Pulls in with the Panther up close. ISU there moving ahead a bit incautiously, taking a hit there from the Panther. Panther falls back, the red hit though on the Panther from the eyes too. Panther 4, Stug, good to go. IS2 the continues entry into the Panther 4 and the Panther's line of fire. There you go, veterans 1 for the Panther. IS2 though is super close, ready to shoots and misses spectacularly. Panther lands a hit there again. Panther I think also gets one through. North T-Foot continues to guard him, making it hard to hit. 4 Zodiac to harass. He got a Panzer on the Panzer gun, or the Grenadiers. Probably when they picked up the now get Panzer. There you go, T-Foot moving field gun. Panther moving ahead. They need to focus down the field gun quickly. No, retreats. Stug Panther moving up. Need to get the Panther in there to support as well here. Need to fall back with the Stug. That definitely should not be drawing the fire of the field gun. In the south, MB4 Stug can be in the defense bit, getting a bit more passive. He's probably just managing everything else. IS-2 creeping ahead. So close to 82. So very, very close. And Zodiak is actually getting close to being called a second Panther. He goes for another Panzer IV. I'd probably just commit to a second Panther, second Stuka. I think the last thing he needs right now is a second Panzer IV, but that's just my opinion. Constantly being shredded by the Panzer IV. 45 kills. That is just doing absolutely amazing work here versus Heinous. But Heinous is making for a creeping attack on the cuff point using field guns and armour. Just very, very slowly approaching. It's going to require, I think, a good flank here. I think from the south would be the best move. In which case the Panzer might work, but also Panzer is just basically sweeping up for here, blitzkrieging, catching up behind the Heinous, quickly clearing out the field gun, diminishing overall firepower there for Heinous, and then sort of clearing out the other targets. Probably go for the IS-2, the T-55, and then the IS-2, but looks like that's not happening at least for now. Second Panzer IV, there's Panther shoots bounce off the IS-2's armour. Assault continues here, and something went flying. Stu moving a bit further forwards. IS-2 takes another hit, gaining virtually 2, increasing its range and accuracy. Bad news there for Zodiak. Panther lands a good hit. Stu taking hits, need to fall back. So close to victory, 3, be ashamed to lose if we could hit that. Panther going to is trying to creep up, they're taking too much damage. Panther almost down. This is again is where another Panther Stu would have been useful, particularly on these types of engagements. Flanking, Panzer IV would be good, but he loses both Panzer IV so fast here. He should have been trying to flank here. I think Zodiak got too stubborn. Almost losing the Stug. Panther close to Veteran 2. A horrific engagement. There you go. Gains it, but he's going to lose the Sturm. Gets shot. Scheiße. And he's down to just the Panther now. Machine gun up to flank here. Not bad, but that was a horrifically bad engagement. The field gun there definitely did a lot of work, and he cleared it out sooner somehow. Probably in a better position, but also just finding out like he did there was not good. Like slacking it out with an IS-2 using Panzer IVs. Might have been desperation more than anything for Zodiak. Maybe he just tilted a bit. I don't know, but our weight was not efficient there. And he's almost got the field gun, which again, had he done sooner, probably would have been a much better spot, but he didn't. Managed to get the critical moment. There you go. Panther gets good in the T-55. He might be able to turn around the Panther and get in another one that might help even more. We're sitting pretty close, and there you go. Almost got the T-55 with the Panther. There we go. Damaging the T-45. Panther is slowly approaching Veteran 3. He still needs more pioneers. He just needs more of everything. And the current issue, of course, after all these losses, without doing, I think, any sort of serious damage to Heinous, like he's just going to be struggling with everything. I mean, note 83 versus 40, maybe 50. You know, it's just a huge sort of gap now between the two, and a bit of an abyss. Simply because he committed his Panzer IV in a way that was less than efficient. Why he ended up doing that is hard to say. In these situations, it could very well simply just be the stress of the situation. Heinous attacking on, you get stubborn, you want to defend, and then he just basically took the short route, which is attack head on rather than trying to find a way to attack Heinous from another angle. I mean, he committed the Panzer IVs to a path through here, go up behind, he could then flank the field gun, destroy that, and then get some good hits from the other side, and then attack from the Panther and see the troops from another angle. And that way he could have maybe just minimized the effectiveness of the IS-2's heavy armor. If the rear gets exposed, then it has to decide what does it want to defend against. Or at least, take the most hits from. So, some faults there. Pack 40 out here for Zodiak. Panzer going to be moving in. Another T-55 on the way for Heinous. Geballte Ladung. Almost got them. Machine gun hanging back, 26 kills. I mean, really has been doing great work with those MU-42s, except the one he got sort of, burned to death in there for no apparent reason. And now Heinous is just moving ahead here. Panther Pack 40, MU-42. Should probably properly turn the armpit and to clear through stuff faster. IS-2 under fire, hitting it from the Pack 40 and the Panther. T-55 moving against the head. Quickly focusing on that down. It's definitely, I think, the right choice here for Zodiac. Should deal with the softer targets first. Demo charging the field gun, an interesting move there by Heinous. Using it as a trap, maybe. Machine gun recruit, but he's lost the veteran. He's also lost the mortar. Up north, moving ahead against the country there. Lots of tanks out here for Heinous. Not good issues in there for Zodiac and the 3rd Panzer Division. Rolling forwards there with a mighty armoured fist. Zodiac is trying to stem the target, Pack 40 on the flank. Target recon might be helpful if he can get to live long enough to get off the shot. Panther blitzing backwards. Slowly approaching Veteran 3, Pack 40 being outmaneuvered. Another hit there on the T-55, almost got it. Pack 40 crew is down. T-45 escaped. Panther down to half health. IS-2 T-45 comes ahead. IS-2 well is halfway to Vector 3 itself. Almost Vector 3 there. Good hit on the T-45. Needs to pull distance up with the Panther. Shot bounces. One penetrates from the IS-2. And there we go. Almost got the other T-45 against the ace level. Gains Vector 3. Increasing the rate of fire of the Panther. Relying on just fire off those shells much faster. Making the match more lethal. There you go. IS-2 hit. Taking another hit. Small chance of Vector taking out the IS-2. Oh, it's moving the trade. He's not allowed to only shoot the vehicles. Oh, mistake there by Heinous. And this engagement will be where the Panther needs pop smoke. Further obfuscating things. Oh, nice play there by Zodiak. He might just be able to get it. Oh, got him, Emo. Oh, he does it again. Too slow there. Definitely, Heinous should be more careful there. We're using that. He really should have the prioritized vehicles on there. He was much too slow in that, and I think a lot of the Panther saw 3 shots because then you, of course, automatically target other things, swinging the turret away there, giving more Panther more time to move up there, which again was ordering it to Blackwell fire on it. So close there, but still, he needs more power. He needs to quickly get it fixed up. He needs more armor out, and he needs to pressure Heinous fast. But still, getting rid of that IS-2 is big, and he's got eventually 3 Panther. That is also very big. Of course, he just needs to ensure he doesn't throw it away. That's going to be the big challenge, I think, here for Zodiak. But if he can get that Panther in there, he can do some serious damage now to Heinous. And this is where additional pioneers would be great for Zodiak. Since it's still going to take some time, eventually 3 pioneers to fix up that bloody Panther. It's going to take quite some time. I believe there's any other bonus to it. Might be wrong there. Yeah, something like that 2 anyway. It's going to take some time to get it fixed up. So again, as a rule of thumb, you really just want at least 2 repair units there, sort of by the late game. Particularly got stuff like Panthers, because right every moment where Zodiac's Panther's just doing nothing is just absolute hell for Zodiak. Because again, it just is his now prime asset, and it's doing nothing. It's collecting dust. As again, Heinous can quickly bring his arm back in order, thanks to all the repairs and whatnot. Oh, he's going to set up for the super mine. He's laying out a mine there on the demo charge, the cheeky bastard. Smoke screen down on the carve point by Zodiak. Might be using it as bait, might be using it as something else. White Panther ace there's almost good to go. Regular Panther moving up. Need to be careful there with the Panther though. 4-6, 4-6, 4-6. There we go. Shoots, misses, takes it from the T-45. Need to get the ace in action. T-45 are falling back in the face of the Panzerkampfwagen 5. All victory points lost here to Heinous now. Gonna be close here for Zodiak. He pulls it through, but he still has a chance here with the ace Panther. If he uses it correctly and his infantry, he might just still have a chance here. T-45 taking hits from the Panther. More shots fired. Misses. Panther takes a penetrating hit here. There you go, almost got the T-45 Panther flying maximum, also being taken out, all the machine gun fire and whatnot. 7 kills from the ace Panther, there we go, almost got the T-45, hits a mine though, hits a mine. Good work there by Heinous. Even in the last moments, he still remembers to mine, and that trips off Zodiac's ace Panther, suddenly nullifying his greatest asset. He can still move, he can still fight, but he just can't do things fast. Oh, good God, he almost hits the super mine there, which could very well have taken out his Panther, at least close to taking that. So right now, Zodiac's spearhead has been blunted, and he's bleeding out victory points fast. And he's trying to deal with this as though just moving elsewhere like it. Oh dear. Field gun moving up. Need to get the ace out of there. The ace. Scheiße. And he still needs more pioneers. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. I fear he's going to lose it. He was too slow then falling back further. Getting lucky there with some of the shots at this range. Pioneers taking a hit. Pop smoke. 56 points, he's losing time, he cannot afford to lose. Coming up there for the command, or the ace Panther, not command Panther. And they're going to tank grenade, causing more harm, slowing down the repairs. He needs more pioneers. Badly. Desperately. He's got the Sun victory point. He's down to 43 versus Heinous on 26. Can Zodiak pull through? In the meanwhile, Heinous they're digging around the northern. Gets a tank to watch there. Gets a tank to watch the centre. Very good, very good. He really wants that demo charge out of the way there for obvious reasons, but still it's a bit risky the way he has to do it. Oh dear, the Pioneer should be repairing the ace. There we go. Massive explosion. Field gun evaporated. Turned into fine dust. And Grenadiers got wiped there by the field gun. Pentagon squad on the way, very good, but still needs more pioneers. 31 points left for Zodiak, 31. Panthers going to be advancing here versus Heinous. Got the mortar joining in. 25 points left for Heinous. Fresh Panzer Grenadiers out. 24 points left, and there you go. Heinous just gives up. A loss for the German army. A victory for the Soviet Union. A brutal engagement here with lots of casualties on both sides. Roughly somewhere in the 400 range. In the end, though, I think it basically came down to that big engagement between all the Panzer forces. The Panthers too, then with Zodiak, I think just didn't handle it quite too well. They tried to engage it head on when he should have been flanking, seeking to outmaneuver it. Or at least had a smoke screen down. He just didn't quite have him there. He ended up losing a lot of tanks. And while he theoretically might have a chance to come back in, the lack of pioneers just further undermined it. There's again those sort of small mistakes like the machine gun. For some reason, he insisted on going in there, and the lack of pioneers, I think, just sort of slowly undermined Zodiak a bit. Whereas, of course, Heinous certainly had some issues as well, but ultimately was able to punish Zodiak quite well for it. He's also, I think, a bit more flank. Also, I think, a bit more sort of control of the map at times as well, and just slowly wore down Zodiak and punish him for all his mistakes he made. That way, pulling his way through to victory. So, a nice vicious engagement right here on Kholodny Ferma between some really good players and some really good moves again, like that Telemine move. That was just absolutely clever. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. If you want to send a replay beyond, links in the video description, you can do so. And if you support the Propagandacast, you can donate or pledge on Patreon, links in the video description. Also, I do replay reviews for $5 per replay. So for those who wish to maybe improve the matches a bit, send me an email. We'll discuss it out a bit. And I'll provide you some feedback that way. I know I don't make a video about it, I just write you an email what you can look to improve upon. So bit of additional info there. This is Imperial signing off. That you're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everybody.